I've started the stream, and it's about 3 minutes before the meeting's going to get started. So if you're viewing this later, you can probably go ahead and jump to the 3 or 4 minute mark, and that's when the meeting will start. If you're just joining, we're going to get started at about 6:31. Feel free to use the chat. You might need to create a YouTube account, but I know a lot of students already have theirs from school. So thank you for coming. We'll get started in a couple of minutes. If you're just coming in, we're going to get started in just a couple of minutes. Feel free to jump into the chat and ask any questions. I'll address all of them at the end. It's going to be a pretty brief meeting. And just give it another minute or so if people are still joining. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. It's thank you for spending some time with us tonight here. If you're viewing this live or if you're watching this later, hopefully this gives you some information about next week's band camp at the school. So I'm just going to go over a couple of quick things about camp for next week, as well as our online camp that we'll be running as well. And there'll be time to talk about some general band things for the rest of the year. And if you've got any questions, I'll stick around at the end of this video and answer any of them in the chat. So feel free to jump on that chat and even just say hey, or ask any questions that you might have. This isn't as good as meeting in person, but still it works for us. So next week, well, first of all, congratulations to all the students who have been doing an amazing job with rehearsals. We met with all the section leaders and freshmen last week, and then we had letters A through K on Monday, yesterday, and everyone's doing such a great job following the protocols that we need to, that were outlined by the county health department to be safe. And I feel really good about these rehearsals, and the kids have been great, and I haven't had to do any real policing or anything like that. And kids are showing up and having fun and laughing, and it's really, really great. So just I think it might be important to kind of just where we are as a band right now. So right now, marching band, you can do in person, or you can be doing it online. The county health department has approved our plan for rehearsals, and that plan is getting students COVID questioned and temp checked before rehearsals, masks on in the unstructured times before and after rehearsal, and once they get to their socially distanced marching spots, they can unmask, and then we get to work because we're all about 8 feet apart. Okay. I'm looking at the chat. A couple have said they couldn't see you live. I think they have to go back to the original link. So I'm not positive how to address that. So I apologize if you're not live with us. And if you have any questions while you're watching this and it's not live, you can always email me, and I'll get to you before midday tomorrow for sure. So yeah, the county health department has approved our plan, but they also said that we can't meet in groups of more than 100 outdoors, because that's just what they said. So we're working on ways of splitting the band up for our rehearsals, but it obviously creates a big question about performances and how we're going to perform as a full band. There's still lots of questions about that. So we're still working through those, okay? But I'm really excited about both tomorrow's rehearsal with L through Z, and also next week's band camp. So I'm going to jump right in with the band camp stuff, and I'm going to talk about the schedule. I emailed a couple days ago the breakdown. So in our band camp this week, we have 2 sessions. We have a morning session and an afternoon session, and the students are broken up that way, okay? I had questions like, should section leaders go to both? No, section leaders should just go to the portion that they've been assigned. So I emailed that out. Sometimes your kid has morning, sometimes your kid has afternoon. So check out that schedule. I didn't want to keep it consistent because I wanted everyone to mix up and meet everybody. That's just such a great part of band. But if so, the morning sessions go from, and feel free to write this down, but I'll also email it to you, of course. The morning sessions run from 8:45 to 1 p.m. And the afternoon sessions go from 11:45 a.m. to 4 p.m. And those 2 groups will be separated. So there's a little bit of an overlap, but they're still separated. Never the 2 shall intermix. That would be breaking the not the law, I don't know. That'd be breaking the county health department's rules, which is fine. We want to keep everyone safe. We don't want too many kids around. So in the mornings, the call time is 8:45. The students are going to do their check-in. They're going to get their temperatures checked. And most of this is going to be in the stadium next week, which is awesome. We have an awesome stadium. So that's really, really excited. The morning crew will check in at 8:45. Then at 9 o'clock, we're going to do our calisthenics and our basics. We're going to do some running and some push-ups and all that sort of stuff, as well as our basic marching. And then we're going to break it out into sectionals at 10:30. And then we're going to bring it back onto the field at 11:30 to work on some drill and things like that, and music and drill and putting it all together, okay? When that's done at 12:30, they're going to have lunch from 12:30 to 1. And I would like students to stay for lunch. The lunches are being provided. They're individually boxed, but kids are welcome to brown bag it as well. I'd like them to stay for lunch, and we will socially distance ourselves on the grass and stuff. And and have a kind of a picnic lunch every day, socially distanced, of course. Okay, the lunches are coming from the school, except for a couple of days or one day where we have something special planned. So then at 1 o'clock, the students are dismissed and they'll go home. Now, every day, kids are going to be taking their own stuff back and forth. There's not going to be any access to the band room except for drumline and sousaphones who are going to be allowed to store their equipment in the band room, and we'll work out that system so not all of them are in the band room at one time. Now, so that's the morning shift. And again, I'll email all these times to you, but then in the afternoon shift, you have an 11:45 call time. That's when you're going to be temperature checked and asked all the COVID questions and all that sort of stuff. And then those students will have lunch at noon. So I know it's we'll show up, get checked, and then have lunch. But I do think, these lunches, I'd really like everyone to show up and eat lunch together, socially distanced, kind of a picnic style lunch. So that's at 12. So the afternoon call time, 11:45, lunch at noon, and then at 12:30 on the field, calisthenics, basics. Might get hot. I mean, the weather's looking pretty good, not too hot, but it's going to get a little hot on that turf. So we need sunblock and all that stuff if you're ever in the afternoon. Then we'll do sectionals, on-field stuff to end at 3. Those players are going to be done at 4. They go home. We'll see them the next day. Okay. If you're doing online band camp, which we have several people, I'm going to ask our instructors. So at band camp, we hire amazing instructors, and a lot of them are college kids that are becoming musicians and music teachers or music performers, and a lot of them are Mountie alum. It's really, really cool. I'm going to ask our instructors if it's okay to record the sectionals so that students that are home doing online band can take part, maybe not live with those sectionals, but still be getting all that content, because that's the best part of band camp is learning your individual instrument from a really, really good player. So I'm excited for that. In addition, the online kids, I'll be posting like, okay, here's the calisthenics we did. Here are the drills that we worked on. Maybe you can work on those at home. We won't have you in maybe the drill we're doing for the week, but you can still take part in some of the stuff we're doing, and I hope you do. I hope you choose to. Okay. At the end of the week, actually, I'll talk about that because we have a goal for the end of our week. Other things to know about our band camp: we'll have a nurse there, and several parents that are going to remain consistent throughout the week. Just to help some kids if there's ever a problem. I mean, I'm feeling really good because usually I take kids 3 hours up north, and if there's a problem, the parents are 3 hours away. I'm feeling really, really good because it's like if your kid gets I don't know, nothing really bad's going to happen, but if your kid gets sick, not COVID sick, but if your kid gets sick and they have to go home, they can go home because they're right there. So, but we will have a nurse there to take care of them and make sure that no one's going to get hurt and things like that. So that's really, really great. And I appreciate everybody going onto Camp Docs and registering and giving me that medical information just to use as we're outside being active. So we will definitely use that information to keep all your kids safe. Okay. Check something here. Okay. Let's see. And then let's see my list here. Lunches. Yeah, like I said, lunches. I know they're at the end and the beginning of your shifts for band camp, but I'd like everyone to be there to eat those lunches. And you're welcome to brown bag it. They're going to be pretty basic lunches. We got all the dietary. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. We got all the dietary stuff from the medical forms that you guys filled out on Camp Docs, so we know who's gluten-free and who's lactose intolerant and who all those different things. We got that from Camp Docs, so that's being given to the lunch people so that everyone can enjoy their lunch. But also feel free to brown bag it, but we'll have those taken care of. Yes. You just have to understand, we are one of the very few bands that are actually doing anything in the state. Most bands have canceled everything. I mean, most schools are going 100% online through the end of September. at least in neighboring counties. So most bands have kind of packed it in. So we're one of the few bands that are doing anything. So we just need to be really, really, really careful. So if you're ever not feeling well, it is 100% okay to say, I'm not coming to band today. That is okay. If you even have a slight fever, just stay home. We'll be okay. Don't worry. I know I'm usually a stickler about attendance, but I'd rather just everyone be safe. So please make sure that you're keeping an eye on that. You're going to be asked those COVID questions each day. It might be online. I'm going to move it to a Google form instead of just being asked by a parent each day. But please just keep an eye on that. Yeah, if you're not feeling well, a day of band camp, don't worry about coming. Okay. Okay, and then like our general goal for the end of the week is going to be whoever's at camp, we're going to run like a pregame type drill, run-ons and the cadence and fight song and the national anthem, as well as another song that we're going to do a little bit of drill to. And then at the end of the week on Friday, and I know we're going to be in two separate groups. We're going to have the brass in the morning on Friday with the drum line, and then the color guard, twirlers, woodwind, and drumline again in the afternoon on Friday. I'm having drumline there because I'm considering our performance day. And we're going to run through some performances. We're going to have it taped. I need to talk to Al Simons, our video guy. I haven't talked to him yet about getting that recorded, and then post that up for the parents to see. We've got performance shirts for the kids that the online kids are going to get as well. So that'll be like our end of week performance on that Friday. Parents won't be allowed in the stadium to watch, but we'll record it and kind of blast it out to show the kids really, really hard work for the end of the week. Okay. That's kind of the plan for camp for next week. I think I want to kind of pivot into, I'm glad we're getting some questions in on the chat. Yeah, everyone throw those questions in there and we'll get to them. I'm going to pivot now to just kind of general band information. This is a really, really weird year because I don't know who, it's constantly changing who is going to not only just be in band, but maybe be in band, but be doing online band. So that means I'm doing something different for the drill. And then I have very few answers right now for when school actually begins, because we know we'll have several face-to-face students and we'll have several online students, and we still can't meet. With over 100 kids. So that's still kind of developing on how band will look and if we will even need evening rehearsals in the fall once the start of the school year happens. So, I mean, my goal is just to make sure everyone gets a really good music education, whether it's online or face-to-face. So, yeah, definitely don't have a whole lot more information about that. But I do know that after we're lucky that marching band is the start of the year because we can always be outside playing because that's super safe. But we've also bought some safety equipment like bell covers and things like that. We're going to get some special masks that we can use while we're playing. And once we get inside in late October and do concert band and wind ensemble, spacing kids apart 6 feet, buying particular bags for our clarinets and saxophones and stuff. It's going to be super safe. And we can do that because you guys have helped pay for that through your band camp payments. So that reminds me, I need to remind everybody, if you're attending camp next week, you must get on Camp Docs and register. Most of you have. We've got about 120 participants right now. We have a band of about 153, so that would be assuming we have about 33 kids doing online, which is great. But if you're coming next week, the deadline for registering is the end of the day tomorrow, okay? We also have several people that have registered but haven't gone to the next link and paid through PayPal, which we need you to do so that we can pay for these instructors, pay for some of our lunches, pay for some of the special stuff we're going to do, and really, really pay for some of the safety equipment, not just for band camp, but for the whole year. Okay, so if you haven't yet, please get on PayPal, and you have to type in $130 and get that in. If you'd rather pay by check, you can bring the check in tomorrow. or you can email me and we can arrange something else. If money's a problem, we've got scholarship forms that you can fill out. Now, if you're online, if you can do online band camp, I just tested today a separate form, just an easy Google form. I don't need all your med stuff, just an easy Google form. And I'm asking the online kids to pay $50 again for, some of the safety stuff that we'll be using later in the year when everyone's back face to face, and general music that we're going to need everybody, whether you're online or whatever. And then also, you're getting a shirt too. So I definitely don't charge people money. I'm very conscious of that. If you're new to the band, I hate asking for money, and I just don't think, I'll never ask for more money than I need, I guess. So, but if money's a problem, please let us know. Okay. Yeah, I think the last thing that I'm going to just talk about real quick is the questions I have and that I'd like you to think about too. And if you've got ideas, I want you to send them to me. I got a couple questions today. Northwest put out their Return to Learn plan, where you can choose the MVP, which is an awesome name, the Mountie Virtual Program, which is the online, or you can choose the face-to-face. And the details are still being worked out about what that looks like, but the question was, if my student's doing the MVP, if they're doing the virtual program, can they still do band? And there's two answers to that. They can't come to school just for band. That's been asked and answered. You're either all virtual or all face-to-face. I believe. I think I remember hearing that a week or so ago. But you could go to our evening rehearsals if we have evening rehearsals. That's still kind of up in the air. I don't know if we're going to do like a first hour marching band and a second hour marching band, in which case do we need to have the evening rehearsals to combine them? It's just something to think about. And I'm not there yet with those answers. But this limiting for 100 people gathering at one time is it's a challenge that we need to figure out. I need to figure out, and I'd love to hear any ideas you have. Okay. Okay, that wraps up the official portion of the meeting. Let me go through some of these questions. Okay. I hope everyone made it. We have a large number of people watching right now, so I hope everyone made it in. If you want to rewatch this video, you certainly can. Will we know what lunches are? We know what lunches are as to make alternate plan in case of food allergies. Yes, I mean the school is providing a lot of our lunches. We have a couple special days where we have special lunches, but they will be made aware of the food allergies, and I assume they'll label those lunches separately, or I will ask them to. But if you're concerned about that, email me, and I can we can kind of talk through that. Do you have enough PPE and thermometers? I would take any donations. I mean, I would take any donations that anyone's willing to give. So if you've got Clorox wipes or even just disinfectant spray, or masks that we could give kids that maybe forget when they show up, because they are going to need masks until we start our rehearsal. If anyone's willing to donate them, just send them in with your kids. That would be great. Thermometers, we do have two. The school is supposed to get us two more. So we would have 4 thermometers to do temperature checks. But if anyone has a thermometer lying around that they want to donate, it's got to be touchless. We would gladly take that. Okay. I don't know about this sticker from a doctor's office. Will we need temp check done again? I would say I'll check with my compliance lady in the central office. Her name's Kelly, and she is amazing, and she'll help me with that answer. So Tabitha, I'll get back to you about that. Parents will be able to order shirts. We're going to do that order separate. And it's going to be a big t-shirt order with lots of band apparel and stuff like that. So we're getting going on that. We're now in a spot that we can move to that. Okay, and then say we want to do some senior stuff. Okay, senior stuff. Yes, we are doing senior stuff. And I've got to talk to a couple of parents about that because they're definitely going to need to help me. We're going to do the breakfast and we're going to do the bonfire. I just don't know how yet. We can't do the breakfast inside the school. we just need to be cognizant of social distancing and stuff like that. So maybe Chris, I think I'm going to talk to some senior parents tomorrow as well. So Chris, I'm going to loop you in on that, okay? And the bonfire is going to have to be at a senior's house. So if there's any senior parents out there that think they could host a bonfire and they're willing to do that, email me, okay? There's not going to be a Sunday performance. There's going to be a Friday performance that parents can't attend, but we're going to record and blast out. It's going to be sweet. We're using Stephanie here. Are you still needing easy pop-ups and pop-up tents for shade? We're going to have 2 for our nurse and a few parents, but I mean the kids are only going to be there 3-4 hours, and I know it's going to be hot, especially if you're in the afternoon shift. But I don't think we're planning on setting those up, especially because if we still need to adhere to social distancing, you can really only technically get like 2 or 3 people under a pop-up tent. So we're not asking for donations of those yet, but thank you. But we will have several for parents. And Stephanie, I think you're helping out that week. So if you want to bring one, that'd be good to kind of a home base. If a combined evening rehearsal is allowed, then I think it would be beneficial. Well, yeah, I definitely think, I mean, I'm looking at this comment. If a combined evening rehearsal is allowed, then I think it would be beneficial for teamwork, fellowship, thrill with band reasons as well. Absolutely. I mean, that's the beauty of band and why I like marching band and why I make usually everybody do marching band is to get everyone together and just one giant 150 person team. It's really, really cool. So yeah, if it's allowed, then yeah, we're going to do it. But I don't want to, but I also want to be super, super, super safe. Rod Mills has a pavilion. Yeah, a long time ago, we used to do some performances at Rod Mills, and that'd be a great spot for the senior breakfast. That's smart. Thank you, Tabitha. I'll bring that up to some parents tomorrow. Really, really good. Okay, cool. That's a great idea too. So yeah, I'll talk to some parents about these things. Fantastic. Let's see. Andrew, hey, Andrew, hope you're doing well, man. I'm hoping to see you tomorrow for rehearsal. Since band camp is on the field, do we meet at the field or in the band parking lot for band camp? You're gonna meet right at the field. The check-in is gonna be right in that gate, the ticket gate. That's the plan for right now, keeping all lines socially distanced and stuff. But yeah, you'll meet right on the field, and it's cool because I think next week is an easier week for our athletic students. I think it's the week before all the tryouts, so there's not a ton going on. But I'm a team player for sure. So if a coach says, "Hey, we're doing some conditioning on the field. Can we switch up some things?" We'll go to the band parking lot. But in general, the whole camp is going to be in the stadium on the new turf. All right. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to sit here awkwardly for just a minute or two and see if any other chat questions show up. Appreciate everyone coming. Yeah, I guess while I'm waiting, so get those questions in the next 2 minutes here. I think what I'll say to everyone is how awesome it's been. I want to say going back to normal, a sense of normalcy. It's not. I mean, the kids are wearing masks for crying out loud, but it's been just really, really awesome. Yesterday was amazing, and we only had half the band there, but it was just great to see the kids laughing and I mean, they were still being socially distanced. I'm amazed how great they've been with that, but just laughing and working together and working as a team. So it's just been really, 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 really cool thing the past couple days. Yep. Thank you, Chris. Next week is Dead Week for sports. So hopefully that should be good. I mean, that's been a really, really bonus. If you remember, band camp was supposed to be in 2 weeks, which was the week of athletic tryouts. And because of this thing, a real positive has been we're moving it up a week so our athletes, who we have a ton of, don't have to have those conflicts. So that's a good thing. Oh, Miss Haas is here. Hey, Miss Haas. Okay, yeah, she says, reminded that we aren't doing the giant water coolers like we usually do. Students will need to bring their own water bottles. Thank you, Mrs. Haas. You are a wonderful assistant director. We should go through things that kids should bring each day. Their own sunblock, because we're not really going to be able to share sunblock, right? So their own sunblock. I'd like them to have their own water bottle labeled with their name. We're going to have individual bottles of water for the students. We'll have those, but if they can bring their own from home, even better. Bug spray, if that's their thing, a hat, and obviously their instrument and their music, which they will get the first day of band camp. Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Haas. Can you address where the kids are allowed for bathroom breaks and or changing? Yes. So during band camp only, we're going to be allowed to use the stadium restrooms, and they will be cleaned every hour by the Northwest custodial staff. So thank you to those guys for doing that. So yes, they can use the stadium restrooms during band camp week, but generally at our evening rehearsals, students are not allowed in the building. So thank you, Amy, for asking that. Reed says, can kids bring small coolers? Yeah, label it. Don't share anything though, please. We're really trying not to share anything. Okay. So Tabitha, so Jazz Band 1, can they come to morning rehearsal if they are online or virtual? Jazz Band 1 will start in November-ish. So we're going to see where the school is at with that. But if they're virtual, I don't believe they're allowed to come into the building. They would be getting their Jazz Band 1 stuff virtually. Okay. Hello, Liz. Oh, thank you. Everyone's great. So thanks for letting your kids be part of band. Yes, question from Jen Merton. Jen Merton should ask her own questions, Amy. Just kidding. Jen says poker chip competition. Yes, yeah, for the new people at band camp. Hold on, I'm just making sure I'm not frozen here. I got a monitor on another computer. Just want to make sure. Am I still live? Can you guys hear me? Might just be. Oh, I think it's just my computer. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Where was that? Yes, poker chip competition. So for kids that are new to band camp, one of the fun things about band camp is kids are usually in cabins, and at band camp, when they do something really good or they work really, really hard, or they just go the little extra effort, I throw a poker chip at them, and then they take their poker chips and they go back to their cabins and they throw it in a little jar in the cabin that has the most poker chips. At the end of the week, gets pizza party when we get back to Jackson. It's kind of like Harry Potter and the house point system, 50 points for Gryffindor. It's very similar to that. However, we're going to do that. We're going to do that in a different way. And it's going to be by section this year, ratioed, because I know we have smaller sections and things like that. But I don't like, if I were sending my kid to camp, I wouldn't want their director, like, I don't want to touch things and give them to kids. And I'm super cautious, and I get, maybe I'm a weirdo, but I don't want people handing me things. I wouldn't want my son's director handing him really anything. So we will be doing like a poker chip competition, but it might just need to be virtually or magically, where I just say, I'm just going to choose a name here. Xander Copland, great job. Great job, on that 8 to 5, you're working really hard. And he would get a point or a poker chip, and we'll just have somebody kind of be tallying those through the course of the week. That's an important part of band camp, and it's fun. Okay, this is Sarah Pierce. Do you still need parent volunteers? Yeah, Sarah, why don't you email me? The thing, though, before any parents email me, I would really kind of need to know tonight or tomorrow morning, and we're really looking for parents. The county health department said we really ought to have parents that are consistent. So hopefully being there a majority of the week. So Ms. Pierce, if you're still interested, if you can commit to most of the week, why don't you email me? That'd be great. I mean, you were a great band camp chaperone. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you helping. Pick some short videos from rehearsals or on my Facebook page, whatever, and I've tagged. Yeah, so we're all over. Yeah, post stuff on Facebook, guys. It's good. I'm getting some dirty looks from other band people, but it's okay. When will you be sending the schedule for band camp? I tell you what, guys, I'll send that. I've sent out already the days and shifts that you're coming. That was on Bandcamp update 722 maybe. But I'll resend that so you know whether you're coming morning shift or afternoon shift, and then I'll send out the specific times so that you know when to arrive, what you'll be doing, and when you can go home. Okay. Thanks, Zach. No problem. I will not personally be cleaning the bathrooms, but you're welcome, Reed. We will not be doing like a game night. just because of like the social distancing stuff. We are going to have themes in our rehearsals, and we're going to do as much fun stuff as we possibly can. You know, we're doing some hopefully a special lunch, and we can do you know, just some other cool fun things that we can do safely, so that everyone feels really really comfortable. Okay. Um, yeah, that's a great. These are really great suggestions. That's awesome. Um, Jen Merton and Kathy Schultz will clean poker chips in bleach every night. And now I just need something I can shoot them at. I'm good. Yeah, Reed, man, Reed, you're full of great questions, man. You're thinking. Yeah, you can bring a lawn chair for lunch. That'd be cool. Or a picnic blanket, whatever you want. Again, just like don't share anything. We can't share anything. And I know it's tedious, but if we want band, it's what we got to do. Okay. Cool. Okay. Awesome. I'm really excited. Oh, the theme for this year. The theme originally was Mounties Reunited because you know when I came up with that theme, it was late spring, and it was there was a lot of hope that the fall would be cool and good. Um, is not the case, especially with this limit currently of can't really rehearse with more than 100 kids. So we're literally not reunited, and it's it's um, kind of a I didn't think the Mounties Reunited theme would be great. So I'm changing a few things up for Band Camp Week. Again, we're doing a very Northwest pregame type show. The fight song, maybe the alma mater, national anthem, and then we're going to do a featured song. We're going to do "Moves Like Jagger" by Maroon 5 because it's a really really good arrangement. You know, bravo to the color guard and drumline who've already worked a little bit on the Mounties Reunited show. We're hoping their work will not be in vain, but we had to kind of redo some stuff. And then after band camp, we'll see what we can do to make a really good, cool show. Nerf gun and shoot darts as the new chips. That's a really, really good idea. My son has a Nerf gun. It can shoot 12 darts. Maybe I just need to buy a ton. Quick story. My brother, when I was a little kid, had a Nerf bow and arrow, kind of cool, and he would tape pennies to the end of the darts and he would shoot them at my head, and they would hurt a lot. So that's my Nerf gun story. Anyways, a little bit of Mr. Montevillano's life there for all you new people. Okay, if you have any other questions, email me and I'll get back to you before midday tomorrow. If you're watching this after the fact, email me at any time and I'll just get with you as soon as I can. Okay. You guys are amazing. I can't wait to work with your kids and both online and in person. And I think we're all going to really improve ourselves as musicians and people. Okay. So thanks for coming. I'm glad this really, really worked out. And tell your kids I miss them and that I'll see a bunch of them tomorrow and I'll see all of them next week. Great. Thanks, guys. Bye.